Hi guys, and welcome back to the next video, and we're actually here with a video that I've not done in a while, and we're here with a speed build. I've not done a speed build in The Sims in forever, and I used to love doing them. You all used to like watching them, and today I thought we were going to take on a challenge. So my friend Kayla, I seen, was doing the solid colored house challenge thing. Basically you build a house using one colour theme, which is an interesting thing to do. Now she did it with yellow, which upon watching her video I was like, girl, not too hard, I ain't doing that. So we're doing blue, because blue has a lot more options because there's many shades of blue. So I'm not quite sure how correct I did it. I don't know if I was meant to just use one shade. I tried to kind of keep a sort of light blue shade, but for the rooms I changed between using like a light blue and a dark blue and sort of an aqua kind of blue, because I just wanted to try and make it not look so bland. But I was actually really happy with the outcome of the house. Now, I've watched quite a few different like YouTube like Sims streamers and YouTube like simmers, just because I really like watching like speed builds and such. So I tried to do my best to capture their essence. I don't think I did a very good job. My builds are always like fine, they're not awful, just not as amazing as like the level of detail some people put into it. Now this took a while for me to do. As I said, all I did was I sort of went into all of the things, clicked it to show me what was blue, and if it came up there, I was using it. If it could come up with it saying it was blue, I was using it. I wasn't like making sure that it was 100% blue, because there's a lot of stuff like the windows and that are a lot of like white but also kind of blue, which is interesting. I quite like how it sort of came out in the end, and I was like feeling like super smart and super like, oh my goodness, I'm using other types of things this time. Like I'm using different types of windows rather than the same one all the way around. Look at me, I'm such a simmer. So I was doing my best, I was living my life, and I was trying to like do my best to try and not keep this as just like a box warehouse. There's some really weird shapes, which at the time when I was building it I was like, this looks great, and then when I was having to decorate it inside I was like, why do I hate myself? Why have I done this? Like no house in real life would ever be designed like this because it's stupid. But here we are. So I am currently putting in the kitchen. I sort of went for a blue and white kind of theme. I felt like that was probably the best way. I also bought a couple other packs that I didn't have. I think it was like toddler stuff, and there was another one that I bought, the laundry day stuff, just to get more options for items, because I hadn't got into buying those yet. So I bought those. I'm just sort of wanting a break right now from my like 100 pet series and all that sort of stuff, because there's only so much you can do before it starts to get like draining on the recording side. So I thought doing the speed build thing would probably be the best option, and I might see about doing more of these if people like them. It just was more interesting for me. Now the kitchen here is a weird mix of like, this counters and all that look kind of modern, and the tiles and the floor, but then the dishwasher, the cooker and the fridge are like old-fashioned style, mainly because they were blue. But I think that's also something that's like happening a lot more. Also those mason jar lights, like they are the most hipster thing I've ever seen, and I love it. So here's me, I'm trying to decide what color blue I want for the house. I did this sort of like pastel light blue all around the downstairs to start with, and then I change it as I go on. This wee sort of annex fit perfectly for a little dining room, super cute. It was weird having to like use stuff that I've not used before, because I do like blue. I normally go for blue, and I've done the not so berry challenge, like the red and yellow of that one. No, the mint and red of that one, where I had to try and keep everything that colour, but it wasn't necessarily all red and all sort of like, or rose and that, it just was a bit more interesting. Also that calendar there with the dog on it, my god, did not know that was in there, and I was shook. Like happy shook, but shook. And then I sort of put in this house, like, it's meant to kind of be like a couple house with a spare room, and if they have a pet. Do you mean like the type of house that like you would have a working Sims couple who this is their first house, and then they've got a spare room because they don't have any kids yet, but like when they get the kids, that'll be their room. And they've got a dog or a cat, and it's super cute, but they might need to move to somewhere bigger when they have a family and all that jazz. You know, just living the fantasy that is The Sims. Now for the living room, I went for this super sort of like modern, I think this is from like the bowling pack stuff or something, but it's very bright, but I liked it. Now, there was a few things that happened here where the windows of the house were in a position that from the outside the windows looked good, from the inside they were a pain to match. But I managed to find, which again we'll find out in a minute, it was this sort of like stone marble, what looks kind of just like a block of marble, and it fit perfectly behind that couch against the wall to make it look like a shelf. And I was just like, I'm living for it. Thank you, Sims gods. Thank you for this. Because I was trying to figure out, do I put like plants behind it? But then here, I realised the marble thing, and I'm like, my god, that looks great. I can sit things on it. It's like a wee shelf behind the couch. There's also some really weird things in The Sims that I didn't know existed. And trying to find like a light that I wanted, because I didn't want to just use the same lights all over. Lighting is probably something, in a normal day-to-day house, I will just have like, here is the chandelier. Oh, this carpet also annoyed me. I really wanted it, but it wasn't the right length. But yeah, so I normally be like, this is a normal chandelier, but then when it comes to like trying to do the rest of the lights, I'm just like standard flat light. Here we go, this is fine. Whereas with this, I kind of had to, you know, like try and experiment and use different types of lighting because I couldn't get away with just using anything. Like that light I used there technically is in blue. Most of it's not blue. It kind of is, but mostly not. But again, as I said, if it shows up that I can use it in the blue section, I'm using it. I also really like those arts. I don't know if they're meant to be placed like that, but using all three next to each other was really cute. And then we've got the living room that's sort of like, the front door leads straight into the living room. I tried to use those butterflies, it just didn't quite look right. I think I ended up just getting a normal picture. This when I go back to the kitchen, so I was like, wait, there's blue accessories for the kitchen? What? Yeah, just trying to find stuff to fit here was a pain. Like, just, I wanted a normal frame, something that would look cute. So I think I went for that one, shrunk it down. Tried to find something to sit on the wee, like, ottoman that's going to be in the door. Or not even the ottoman, like, the chest of drawers kind of thing when you walk in. This house has a lot of, like, decor and plants because I was trying to fill it with blue. This area is also my little study. Again, super cute on the outside. When I'm trying to decorate, I wanted to end it all. Because why did I decide to make it not square? Houses are square in real life for a reason, guys. Because decorating is easier. As you can tell, I used just a different shade of the same wall colour, so that when it blends through from the like pastel to that dark colour, it's not like so abrupt, like bam, split line. It's just a nice sort of like, oh, it blends very evenly. I also did a lot of shuffling with this. I tried to make the house fully functional. I'm not quite sure if it is. I think it is. But I also am not 100% sure. Like, I think people can get into everything, but I'm not, don't hold me up to that because they might not be able to. I tried to make things look pretty, not necessarily functional. So, this is it. I also put in that marble thing there, and I put a window on the other side, just because I thought it looked really cute having like a little window there. It just seemed to fit. Probably looking at it, it might have been a bit too short, but I just wanted the plant to be sort of in sunlight. That little like side door decking was a really cute idea. Like, I didn't put a back door in the house, but it has like a side door. I also didn't really focus on a back garden for this house. I sort of just focused on like making it like a house with a front bit, and obviously there is a back garden so you could add in stuff if you wanted, but it's more focused on like the front of the house is what they've got. They don't have fences up, they don't have hedges, it's just very open. Now up here, the temptation just to do a square because it would have been easier was far too much. But I ended up just doing 2 rooms, and I thought the rooms, I was like, oh, this is good, they're good sizes. Then it hit me. I do not have a bathroom upstairs. You kind of need one of those. So that's when I was like, uh-oh. Also trying to get a banister to match was a bit weird. I don't think there was one that matched the, like, the railing going up the stairs. So I just kind of had to deal with it. But yeah, so I had to give one of the bedrooms an ensuite, which I gave the master bedroom an ensuite. if the other people in the second room want to go to the toilet, they need to go downstairs because it's a spare room. You could maybe tweak it if you wanted and put in, like, I'm trying to think what the word is, like another door, make it a wee bit bigger and make it like a Jack and Jill bathroom. I also wanted that to be a diagonal wall. I had to just turn it into a square, like a little indent, just to fit the sink in, because otherwise it wasn't happening. I wasn't able to have a shower, a toilet and a sink in there, which I really wanted all three. And I wasn't able to fit all three in there and have it functional was the issue. I could probably have fit a sink in there, but you would not have been able to use it. Like, you wouldn't have been able to get into the bathroom. It just would not have worked. I also had that outside decking, like a balcony kind of area outside the master bedroom, which is super cute. Also that like muck kind of unit where you put like your shoes and your jacket was adorable. I thought that was really cute. I've never seen that before. I think that's more of an American thing. I'm just going off of, like, I've never been at a friend's house with one. I suppose we just keep our clothes and our shoes like under the stairs. Like that's our cupboard kind of thing under the stairs. So for the spare room, I went for a sort of dark blue, tried to fit a wardrobe on that wall, a double bed in there, I put a little bean bag, a mirror. It was just, as I said, it was meant to be a spare room, which could eventually turn into a kid's room if your Sims have kids, or stuff like that. You know, just playing the long game. But I was really happy with the sort of blue theme. As I said, I didn't stick with just one solid colour. It's very hard because the Sims blue stuff is multiple shades normally. There's not just one blue. But I count it as a win. I might be wrong. I might have cheated. I don't know. I will put a link in the description to Kayla's video if you want to see the yellow, because she struggled. Well, I don't say she struggled. She took a much more difficult colour. I was very impressed with what she did. And I also will put a link to the rules if you want to go down, have a look. I'm not quite sure how much I stuck to it, because it sort of says, like, if there's not a blue toilet, you can't use it. And it has to be the majority of the colour. So, like, I chose stuff that maybe had blue accents, like that bench there, blue cushions, but that probably wouldn't have counted because it was more white and grey. But I was like, no honey, that's not happening. I want some actual really nice looking stuff here. Like, this is a house that I would happily live in, and then maybe redecorate some of the walls just because it's a lot of blue. But you know, I want to live there. So I think I actually designed this as though it was a cat or a dog, because I put a litter tray in the bathroom. But I mean, if you did this and had a dog, you could remove it. You don't need that litter tray in your life. If you don't have someone that uses it, why would you have it? Now, I realise I do something very different from most Sims channels I watch. They all tend to like work on the exterior and then do the interior. Now, I do not know if this is some like secret Sim mojo that no one has quite told me about. Maybe that's the way you're meant to do it. But I tend to like get bored of doing the exterior, so I go into the interior and then come back out. And I thought it'd be really cute for this house to do little flower beds. Now, there was no little blue trims that I really liked, but I ended up going for what I think is the toddler fence. Not ideal, doesn't quite match, but it still looks cute, which is what we want. Everything needs to just be cute. So I spent a while like messing around with plants and trying to just fill that in to make it all blue and fill in the little flower beds, but I think it was just really cute having like the little path that goes round. The flower beds are like even all the way around like the front and side of the house. I even, you're gonna be super proud of me, I like actually delved into like bushes and had some like stuff climbing up the walls. Like, I was a true Sim person. Like, look at this, look how skilled I am. Look at me experimenting with how plants grow up a house. I was shooketh. I've never done that before. I was proud of me. I was just very impressed. But I hope you all have enjoyed this. I've rambled on far too much. If you did, remember to leave a like. I'm going to leave you just some images and such. But remember to leave a like, comment down below what you think of it. Try it out yourself, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Bye!